Ever feel like you're crushing it with your money plan until one little detail makes you go, wait, did I just make a huge mistake? Yeah, that was me. I got 2 young kids and here I was, I thought I was doing everything right. When they were first born, I set up a college fund. We're talking automatic savings, tax-free growth, long-term thinking, right? But then something wild happened. The IRS changed the rules. That got me second-guessing myself, but it also opened a door that I wish existed when I was growing up. So today, I want to walk you through the mistake I almost made, what these new 529 college saving rules mean, and how we're now planning for a future that better fits my children. Picture this, it's 7:32 a.m. My youngest son, Lincoln, he's refusing to put on pants, says he wants to wear pajamas forever. My oldest son, Pearson, he's got his latest Lego build going. He's explaining to me that the car is gonna have a catapult coming off the back. And then out of nowhere, he looks at me and says, I wanna be a professional Lego builder when I grow up. And I'm smiling, I'm thinking, professional Lego builder probably isn't on any official list of college majors right now. But honestly, who am I to say what careers will exist in 15 years? My job now, it didn't exist when I was in college. That's what's funny about parenthood. We plan for our kids' futures, but with no idea what those futures will actually look like. So there I was, dumping thousands into college savings accounts, assuming they'd follow the traditional path. Even though I'm a huge advocate for education with nearly 20 years as a classroom teacher and multiple master's degrees, I know firsthand not everyone's path is going to look the same. In fact, almost everyone's is going to look a little different. So here was my original college savings plan, about $500 a month per kid into a 529 college savings plan. That's about $1,000 a month out of pocket for our family. And for those unfamiliar with the 529 plan, this is specifically designed for college savings. It's an investment over time. How it works is you put money in after taxes, but it grows tax-free and it comes out tax-free for qualified education costs. So it was over a year ago now, but I was having coffee with my accountant, Jeff, and he had already heard about these IRS rule changes. Jeff's like, okay, let's think about what your plan was, Rich. You got 15 years of savings left ahead of you. Let's say you average 7% return rate. You're looking at close to $288,000 per kid. That's almost $300K saved up for them by the time they're college age. So I'm thinking to myself, like fist bump in the air, let's go. But then Jeff just gives me that look, like when he's about to burst your bubble with something. He goes, yeah, but what if one of them doesn't go to college? Boom, it's like a $100,000 question, right? And that stopped me cold because honestly, in all my planning, I never really considered that. I mean, what if Pearson really does become that Lego architect? Or what if Lincoln actually finds his path to a professional pajama model? I mean, all joking aside, this is the part they don't highlight in the 529 brochure. If your child doesn't use the money for qualified educational expenses, you're looking at income tax plus a 10% penalty on the earnings when you withdraw the money. That's potentially tens of thousands just gone because they chose a different path than what we planned for. But here's where it gets interesting. Starting in 2024, you can now roll up to $35,000 of unused 529 money into a Roth IRA for your kids. Tax-free, no penalties. When I first heard about these rule changes, I had a thought there had to be a catch, right? The IRS doesn't just give away tax benefits, but in this case, they actually did. The Secure Act 2.0 made this change, and it is a game changer for parents who want options. Now, of course, there are a few catches. The 529 has to be open for at least 15 years. You can't roll over contributions made in the last 5 years, and the child needs to have earned income in the year you do it. It's also worth noting that $35,000 is a lifetime limit. It's not annual. But this is still huge. For us, it means if Pearson decides to build the Lego worlds instead of going to college, that money can still fuel his future. Think about it. A $35,000 Roth IRA at the age of 18, that's not just a savings account. It's gonna eventually, by the time retirement comes around, be worth, $500,000, or at least a $500,000 head start on financial freedom. And all that's because of the power of compound interest. And man, that's something I wish I understood and learned better when I was younger. So I learned this news. I head over to my wife. I'm like, Courtney, hey, good news. If the kids skip college, we can roll some of that money into a Roth IRA. And I'm the kind of guy, I'm all hyped up. I'm telling her like I just solved world hunger or something. But she says, okay, what if they want to start a business or buy a house or invest in a startup? The 529, even with these new rule changes, it still locks you into this college savings or retirement savings like tunnel with only 2 lanes. And what they really need is options. And when Courtney was done saying that, I'm like, she's right. She's always right. I mean, for me at 22, yeah, I needed money for my master's degree. But at 24, I was scraping together a down payment for my first home. And that became my first rental property. And I still own that today. If someone had handed me even 20 grand back then and said, here, build your future. And I'm not complaining, my entire trajectory would have been so much smoother. So I guess what I'm saying is while there are new 529 to Roth rules, and that's fantastic, it doesn't solve that crucial problem for, I don't know, ages 18 to 30 when kids might need capital money the most. So here is what we did for our 2 kids. We still use the 529. Because that new Roth option is awesome. But now we also put a chunk into a custodial investment account through a company called FutureMoney. And no, this isn't sponsored. It's just a cool tool that I personally use. And I'll drop a link in the description if you want to check it out. There are accounts that make it simple to invest for your kids' future while giving them flexibility to use it for anything later. Yes, education, but also travel, a down payment, or some sort of life pivot. These accounts have like funny names. It's called like UTMA or UGMA, but they're investment accounts and you open them and manage them for your child until they reach adulthood. The tax benefits aren't as sweet as 529s. If there are any tax benefits, you'll have to check out the 529s for your own state and what the UTMA and UGMA rules are at the time of this recording. But what I want to say is that there's flexibility. And that flexibility is what is missing with 529 plans. We're talking no restrictions on how the money gets used when they're adults. So our strategy looks like this. It's about 60% into 529s and 40% into custodial accounts. We're not just saving for college. We're building a launchpad for whatever path our kids choose. Even before recording this video, he's in the other room. I asked Pearson, I said, what would you do with your money if you didn't end up using it for school? And he's still on that Lego mindset. He's like, I'd build my own Lego city. And then I'd sell tickets so people can come see it. And again, I smiled. That's the kind of imagination I want to invest in. And no, I didn't grow up with anything like that. Nobody taught me how money could give you freedom. Most of us were probably taught one path, right? You know, go to school, get a job, work towards retirement. But our kids are growing up in a world where careers change constantly, where side hustles become empires, where a Lego obsession might actually become something amazing. Now, college might still be right for them. And if it is, we've got that covered with the 529s. But the options we're giving beyond that, that's the real gift. People are always saying, myself included, we're working so that our kids have it better than we did. But what does that better mean? To me, it's not just about having more stuff. It's about having more choices, more freedom to pursue what lights them up. And I mean that. I know it sounds like Disney, but I want them to be able to make the world a better place to live in. Because the greatest gift my parents gave me wasn't sending me to college and paying for it. No, I had loans. But it was believing in me when I pursued my own path, even though sometimes it terrified them. Hi, Mom and Dad. So here's the move. Use the 529, especially with the new Roth IRA rollover rules. But don't stop there. Build in some flexibility. Give your kids tools for the future, not just tuition. Maybe that looks like our 60-40 split, or maybe it's completely different for your family. But the point isn't the exact ratio, it's the principle of having options. Because we can all agree here, the definition of success is changing faster than our education system can keep up. What they'll need most is the ability to pivot, to learn quickly, to take calculated risks. And having some financial flexibility gives them that superpower when they're going to need it. So Lincoln, he still doesn't want to grow up yet. And I get it, growing up's hard. But when he does, he's going to have options. not just a college fund, but a Launchpad. You know, I think about my dad sometimes. He worked the same job for over 20 years and he didn't hate it, but he didn't love it either. And I wonder how different his life might have been if someone had invested in his possibilities, not just his practicalities. That's the legacy I want to leave. Not just financial, but freedom. If this helped you think differently about saving for your kid's future, share it with another parent right now. Just text it to them. Or drop me a comment with what path you're planning to set your kids on. Also, I'll leave links down below in the description to FutureMoney along with like a discount code to help you get started. All right, as always, I'm Rich, and until next time.